You call the poppy your signature. Is there any reason the poppy is your signature?
The story goes back to my grandfather. Okay? Since I came over to this country at age 10, and the family who adopted me, they had 11 children of their own. Everything, my school, my clothes, everything. I didn't want to burden this family. And he understood what I was trying to say. And he said, why don't you cut my lawn and so on. One day when I arrived at his house, and instead of just, usually at 7 o'clock in the morning, he'd be making breakfast for me. But this morning, he was out in the driveway. He took a walk to the backyard, never even said good morning. I followed him. He stood right in front of this one red poppy that must have blossomed the night before. He never said a word. He just paused and stared at that red poppy for a silent, almost a minute. And then I realized how important that poppy was to him. Decided to do it as a tribute to my grandfather.
How special.
And
Let's get started by talking about what you do with IMAGIO.
well, what I do is I'm the creator, so I create my own style of art, which is very, very diverse. As you can see from the background, yeah. I am not one of those that boxed into a corner and I am into what kind of isms, you know. I have my own, I guess, Dominicism, I guess. I am really into what you call art of illusion.
Okay.
A lot of these 3D is actually illusion because, you know, I'm sure on the camera, those portraits of Abe Lincoln and the young lady look like their faces are coming out, but yet we know it's going inward.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
So it's a convex instead of or concave instead of convex. So, but lately I've been doing a lot of work with hospitalities, hospitals and stuff, and so I'm concentrating right now. We're focusing on art that depicts like tranquility, peace, love, and things like that. But there's two sides to the world. You know, there's a so-called commercial side. We're creating artwork for residents or for, like I said, like a hospital, and I have to put on a different thinking cap. You know, what are the customers looking for? You want to give these people a peace of mind. You know, something that they feel, that look at it and goes, wow.
What does glass give to your designs?
Yeah. Well, what I like about the working on the glass is that it gives that very nice translucent look. Okay, we can also do it opaque, but even in opaque, it still has that translucent feel to it, and the artwork automatically just becomes pristine, just smooth, and it's not like you're putting a painting where you got that rough texture and so on. And so glass is it's a jewel. It's just nice.
And that's in addition to the benefits of being like non-porous and antimicrobial and easy to clean. And like you're saying, it makes your art become easy to maintain a little bit even.
Well, that's what I'm doing. Is all my artwork for all these hospitalities are done on glass, because one is maintenance. Okay, you know, you can't just go around and wipe a painting down or a frame and so on. With glass, very simple. Because images is on the back side, reverse side, so nobody ever touches that. You're only washing the front of it.
Right, you said you've done a variety of different types of projects, but I think it goes a little further than art. You've dipped into the fashion end of things even a little bit,
well,
maybe.
That's the thing. I mean, I don't limit myself to anything. I mean, it's just, I think the best motivator is when someone says, well, I know you can't do this, and that's when I just, my cap goes, what? I am going to do it because you said I can't do it.
Yes. This particular tie I hear has a pretty special story, the design here on that. Would you like to tell me more?
Well, it was done for University of Michigan as a fundraiser.
Okay.
A lot of my designs and ties are very popular with nonprofit organizations, and I myself am involved in numerous charities, sometimes as many as over 50 charities per year. You know?
Oh, wow. Awesome.
And so whether creating, whether ties and scarves or actual 3D pieces, even creating arts award for, you know, hospitals' annual fundraising event and things like that. And again, those are on glass too. And so I draw a lot of my images from nature, and so.
And you definitely love color, I can tell.
Oh, color is everything, okay? I mean, color sets the mood and stuff. Okay? Think about it. Whoever does a party and says, oh, I'm going to decorate everything in grays. Everywhere around the world, it's universal. So you see celebration in South America, and with just incredible array of colors and stuff. And you go to Asia, and it's the same. You'd almost think that it's the same family that just got separated.
You have a new book out.
Well, you know, ironically, I got into art is because I had a terrible fear of writing.
Okay.
I had a terrible fear of speaking. Okay? So I wanted to be an artist where I could just go and paint quietly in the back and so on. Well, I learned very quickly, even no matter how good your art is, you still have to speak. You still have to sell. And a couple of my dear friends told me, you're the most incredible writer. And I just like, you kidding me? No way. And so all of a sudden I didn't realize they actually had saved my writing, which was just notes from, you know, chatting on Messenger. I actually saved them. And he said, this is what you wrote to me 2 years ago. Look at this, incredible. You know, I read it and I go, I wrote that.
Aww.
You know, then a second person said the same thing within the same week. And that made me think. And all of a sudden that night, I thought of what it'd be like if the sun fell in love with the moon, but you can't get to her.
Excited to dive into this book, and congratulations on publishing your first book. It's inspiring to hear from someone who is fearing writing to a published author. How inspiring. So we love all your beautiful artwork, and I honestly could spend a week in this studio, I feel like, here, and still find pieces to see. But we've got to talk about the backsplash work that you've done with IMAGIO. I haven't seen this particular piece, but I love the movement and the color. This just makes me, like we were talking about with celebration. This is what I feel like when I see this. Tell me about this piece.
All my paintings just multicolor, and like I said, I mean, look how beautiful it looks on glass.
It does. This piece you did for one of your clients.
Yeah, this was a special piece for small carriage house and the splashback, and it was ironic. All the toasters and everything happens to be in red, and so the red poppy was just perfect for that.
Piece here is a really special piece I believe you did for a local church, St. Bonaventure.
Right.
So tell me the story of this piece. I hear it's very special.
Well, this is just the one piece. This is the, it was a window that separated the Solana Center to the St. Bonaventure Church. Okay. And they had a double door, and above, I don't know why, it was supposed to be a window, and they had blocked it and put a piece of, I don't know, plywood and painted it. Anyways, I removed it and made it somewhat look like a stained glass. I wanted something that would fit into the church and the Solana Center, so it sort of didn't create a separation, but make the two entity look like it's a gateway, actually, entry to going into from Solana Center to where the body of Father Solana's Casey actually lies. St. Bonaventure, which basically housed the body of Father Solana's Casey, about 3 years ago, finally the Vatican did the beatification, which is the final step towards sainthood.
Right.
And so we're all literally right now waiting, pins and needles, for him to become the saint. Because once that happens, this would become literally a tutor center from people from all over the world will be coming, I mean,
you had a very special guest that you've done a custom piece for.
Shakira, I mean, she's the #1 Latin singer.
Yes,
and,
to meet her. But you did something special for her.
Well, I had the opportunity to create the guitar, and the first one I did the design, she loved it so much, she said, I'm going to keep this at home. Could you make another one that I can take it on tours.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Lisa, thank you for having me.
Yes, and thank you for all that you do for IMAGIO. So if you'd like to bring your own Dominic Pangborn piece to life on glass in your home, you need to contact IMAGIO. You can get your free estimate by emailing them today at info@imagioglass.com. You can give them a call at 888-998-0010 or visit them online at www.imagioglass.com.